What's going on, everybody? Wild Time here with another World of Warcraft hotfix update for August 22nd. Today is the 23rd, Tuesday of August 2022, which was the North American reset. So these things are already in effect. Let's just talk about them real quick. There's some pretty good dungeon nerfs and some auction house updates. So if you are into gold making or just crafting in general or buying things off the auction house, then you already know that 9.2.7 with the auction house merger has not gone off as intended. It's been an issue since it came out. There's some things wrong with it. They're fixing them, but one of the big issues is with like Progenitor Essentia, and that's been an issue for a week or so. You can't buy it. The price is stuck. And yeah, you can't buy it off the auction house. It shows starting at like 1 silver and then all the way down, but it's not updating and the prices aren't correct and you just can't buy it. And it's been that way with a few other items as well. So it's still an issue as of today. So whatever this is, it didn't fix that yet. But hopefully it does soon. Hopefully by the time you are watching this, it's already fixed. And you're like, what are you talking about? I can buy it. I hope that's the case because that would be awesome. So let's just look here. The auction house addressed multiple issues causing degraded auction house performance. That's a general term for the auction house sucked this since 9.2.7. Degraded auction house performance. I mean, what does that even mean? Right? That means I'm taking it that there's so much stuff going on wrong that the best term they could come up with was it was degraded auction house performance. And so we fixed multiple issues. So we don't know what the issues were, and we don't know exactly what the degraded auction house performance they're talking about are. But rest assured that they have fixed and addressed multiple issues causing degraded auction house performance. All right. They also fixed a bug causing incoming amount to display the incorrect value for sales of commodities in full stacks. I'm not 100% sure what this means, but I do know that I have sold some things for like 4 gold, and then in the chat it says it was like 6 gold or something like that. So maybe that's what they're referring to. Dungeons, here we go. All Mythic plus dungeon tuning will occur during scheduled weekly maintenance. All right, so that's happening in NA now. Tomorrow the 24th, I think it'll be for EU. Iron Docks. Sanguine Spheres absorb now scales with Keystone level. All right, that sounds like something that should have happened before, but it wasn't, so that's good. So that's not technically a nerf, it's just working as it's supposed to now. Lower Kharazan, here's the big one. I am so glad that they've done some of these nerfs. This is the 3rd week into Season 4, and for North America, the first boss, was these 2 heifers right here, Galandre and Elfrias. They were the bosses, and I hate them. I still hate them. That's why I called them a name. So if they were nice, I wouldn't call them a name, but they're bad guys, so we're calling names. Okay. All right, so Galandre and Elfrias, health pool reduced by 35%. Now, this dungeon, Lower Kharazan, has been the bane of like the season for a lot of people. This, typically the dungeon nerfs, I'm sort of like, hey, okay, it really didn't bother me anyway, but it's nice. Maybe on some like super higher keys it affected, but not so much in the like 15 to 20 range. This boss, I ran it on a 7, an 11, 2 14s, a 15, a 16, and a 10. Barely cleared it on the 7. The first boss on the 7 actually felt just like the 14. Didn't feel any different. Cleared it on the 10 with some time to spare, but again, both of those clears on the 7 and the 10, and mind you, this was a group of like 280s, right? So even if you mess up some, you should be doing okay on a 7 and a 10. I was the only one left. It was like me and like one other DPS who finished off the fight, right? So people were dying, especially with explosive last week. The ads were coming up, the orbs were coming up. You're having to go in the air where you can't get the orbs, you can't group the ads up really well. And it just felt like it took a long time, even on the lower key levels. So reducing their health by 35% is going to be amazing. Not going to help us this week, at least in NA, because we just had it last week. Winged Assistant throw stuff damage reduced by 40%. Okay, that's a big reduction as well. Health reduced by 35%. This is so huge. I mean, it was taking forever to burn these things down. Like, it seemed like it was not. Like, you expect some level of difficulty, right? The higher your key goes, but I mean, this was sort of ridiculous. Flashy bolt damage reduced by 30%. Defy gravity damage reduced by 50%. That's a huge reduction. And then Attunement the Huntsman will no longer cast Intangible Presence. So Intangible Presence was the debuff that everybody got, and it's like the person that had it had like this ghostly thing over them, and they had to get dispelled. There was a weak org going around that people were doing almost, I don't want to say mandatory, but it really, really helped. And a lot of people didn't have it. A lot of people were wiping on Huntsman because of it. This, I don't actually think that they should have gotten rid of it. I feel like this is just sort of a crutch. I feel like this is something that you could get through. You just have to do the mechanic. I mean, get the debuff, you dispel it. That's it, right? Like, I feel like this maybe shouldn't have been taken out, but it was, and to make things easier. Making it essentially like a tank and spank. So there's that. Player versus player. I haven't done much of that this season, but they got the minimum item level scaled up in solo shuffle to 278. So it looks like that was intended, but it wasn't that way. So now it's working as it should. Fixed a bug that unintentionally decreased all players' matchmaking ratings. That sounds bad. You work hard for your rating. You want it to be what it is. So there's the updates, the hot fixes for this week. Like I said, really, really happy about Lower Kharazan. Won't help us this week in NA anyway, because these bosses won't be up. I think they rotate. So I don't think that they'll be up, but I have not checked. But when they do come up, it'll help. Huntsman, not a big fan of getting rid of that. I mean, it's whatever. And same as Fear now works. And yeah, the auction house is getting better, but still jacked up. So that's what's going on. Those are the hot fixes. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Join the Discord. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like the channel or like the video and subscribe to the channel. And have a good time playing the game. And I'll catch you all later.